Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Quickly go through Friday announcements. Inshallah, we are going to have welcoming the Hujjaj program tonight after Maghrib prayer right here in the main prayer hall. If you have gone for Hajj this year, your friends, relatives, anyone you know, please ask them to come here. And inshallah, we look forward to hearing from you. And if anyone has gone for Hajj, their experiences, you can come here, their experiences right here after Maghrib, inshallah ta'ala. Education Committee, they are doing a program on Kickstart Android Developer. It's on Saturday, September 29th, starting. It's going to be for 6 weeks course from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. There are few dua requests. Brother Abdul Hakim's niece, Sister Sayyida Abdul Rahman of 22 years old is missing in Kenya. Sister Farida Salim had knee replacement surgery on both legs. Please make dua for her shifa. Our own Brother Imtiaz is back to the hospital. Please make dua for his speedy recovery. And lastly, announcement about the voter registration for upcoming midterm election, which is going to be in November. There are people, volunteers outside in the Rotunda area and on the sister side registering for the votes. If you are eligible to vote, please go to those tables and register yourself so that you can vote in the upcoming election. The registration ends on October 9th. Registration ends on October 9th. So please make sure register to vote, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khairan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله الذي هدانا إلى دين الإسلام وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله وأكمل لنا ديننا وأتم علينا نعمه فرضي لنا الإسلام دينا فلا نعبد إلا إياه ولا نستعين إلا به نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا مولانا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة فجزاه الله عنا وعن كل المسلمين خيرا. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد، رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين يا فتاح. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب زدني علما والحقني بالصالحين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. My dear respected elders, brothers and sisters in Islam, last week we spoke about the words that changed the world. They were the words of our beloved Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which he spoke and uttered at the time of migration and acceptance of the responsibility on behalf of the Muslims and the greater community in a town that was then known as Yathrib. His words were very simple. Yet we see in our current day and age that they are so difficult to apply to ourselves. The first advice that he gave to humanity from the land of Yathrib was Afshu Salam, spread peace. The question that I pose to myself, holding myself accountable and responsible first and foremost, is why is it that for 1.7 billion Muslims in the world today, we are unable to capitalize on making it possible in our world today? How come peace has become such a hard thing? And why aren't those who are given the message, who are given the advice, who are given that way of life which is known as Deen of Islam, unable to lead in the movement of peace? Is the reason that maybe we feel that it's not our responsibility or that we are exempted from it? Is that the reason? Well, I feel that's not the reason. Because every Muslim, through the teachings of Islam, knows that they are not only responsible, but they are able. And that ability comes through the teachings through which they acknowledge that responsibility in the first place. Is it then that they feel that they don't know how to do it? Muslims have good intentions, but they don't know how to execute? That too isn't possible, because we know that we have a flawless way that has been paved for us, and all we need to do is follow that path. Is it then that we are distracted? That's a no and yes answer. Yes, we are distracted, but no distraction isn't the cause of where we are today. Rather, the initial distraction derails us from the path that we were supposed to pursue. We got distracted with something, and now we've taken an entire new route. And that we have forgotten that we were on a path to begin with. What was that distraction that derailed us? We went off course by vetting others instead of joining ties with others. We felt that only perfect people and right people are the ones worthy to be with us, forgetting that perfection is obtained when imperfect people join forces. We have made our religion into a whole new picture. If you're not pious enough and God-fearing enough, I don't need to be with you. We tell that to even our children. Don't hang out with those people. They're not good people. MashaAllah, we have the ability to gauge people's acceptance in Allah's eyes. Today, my dear friends, I want to tackle the ills that not have only plagued our societies due to our derailment from the path that we were supposed to be upon, but it has resulted in great pain, hurt, detachment, and to a great extent, the fractionings of our community across the board. These illnesses are found in every Muslim community, and if we don't address them, and if we don't acknowledge them, and we don't accept their presence, then whatever we do, we're just going in a circle. There is a saying that trust takes years to build, and seconds to break, and forever to repair. Today, as a Muslim ummah, we lack trust. We don't trust each other. It's a blatant, straightforward fact. We don't trust each other. And the reason is simple. Because it has been breached one too many times. How has that trust been breached? By violating that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned you and I. In chapter number 49, verse number 12, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, ijtanibu kathiran min adh-dhann, inna ba'd adh-dhanni ithm, wa la tajassasu, wa la yaghtab ba'dukum ba'da. Three simple things Allah told you and I, all the believers of the past and all the believers to come, to avoid. O you who believe, avoid most of suspicion, for surely suspicion in some cases is a sin. And do not spy on one another, and do not let some of you backbite others. Remember one thing, my dear friends. The evils that break us are always the same. They just come in different shapes and sizes, and at different times. But it's always the same thing. They result in tearing us apart and preventing any hope of us coming together again. A community that can offer change must trust each other first. O Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you Islam because you have the tools and the ability to bring change to this world. But what's the hindrance in the path is that we don't trust each other. Until we don't trust, we cannot succeed. Sadly, the culture and the norm has become that we just can't get past judging others. Where is that person coming from? Why are they here for? What's their motive? We talk about it in our circle. Not only do we talk about it, but then we make it our cause of life. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. And then when we could prove the slightest thing that we assumed of that person, we take pride in that. I told you he's an alcoholic. I told you they're druggies. I told you CIA, FBI coming tomorrow. I told you. Our path was to do something, and here we are taking a U-turn. Not only are we going south, but we're going somewhere totally opposite. And we're saying, look, I told you that. For some, it becomes a pastime. I remember when I was in Canada in, I think it was 2001, and I went for my driving test. A bunch of uncles, Desi uncles, were sitting at a bench where the driving test ends. And what they were doing was, they were betting one another. Did the person pass or fail? As soon as I got in the car, I said, Putar, did you pass or fail? I was like, what does it matter to you? Tell us. I said, I passed. The other was like, oh, man. They're betting on someone's harm. No, he's going to fail. This is who we become as a community. It's a pastime. It's a way of life. We are happy to see others fall. It brings joy to the heart. Suspicion is one of the root causes that Allah warned us from that is preventing trust from coming between us. For suspicion leads to assumptions, which lead to false perceptions, that lead to negative thoughts formed in the minds of others who don't even know that person. We will talk so much ill about a person to a person who doesn't know that person, that when that person confronts him, like, yeah, you're that evil person. You're the one who got divorced, and you're the one who divorced because of this. Or you're the one who went to jail because of that. Perceptions are forming. Sa'id bin Amir radiallahu ta'ala was appointed as governor of Homs by Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala. He didn't want the position, but he was appointed that position. When Umar radiallahu ta'ala came and visited Homs and asked the people, how is your governor governing you? They said, we have a lot of complaints about him. Having complaints is fine. Confronting those complaints with the one you have complained is best. So what they said was, we have many complaints and we need to bring them to your attention. They said, surely, come and sit down. So they said that we have 4 major complaints. Number 1, he doesn't come out of his house until the sun rises so high and the day becomes hot. Number 2, he doesn't want to see anyone at night. Number 3, there are 2 days in the month when he doesn't leave his house at all. And number 4, he faints every now and then, and we are annoyed by him just dropping and fainting. So he's not good enough. In our eyes today, no one is good enough. And this is human nature. When it is not put on the right course, this is what happens. These are symptoms of a disease inside of us. The Quran talks about this. مَا لِهَذَا الرَّسُولِ يَأْكُلُ الطَّعَامَ وَيَمْشِي فِي الْأَسْوَاقِ. What kind of prophet is this? He eats food. He goes to the mall. Not a prophet. Because we assume a prophet should be godly, doesn't have to eat, shouldn't go shopping, doesn't need to buy clothing or underwear because he's a prophet. So Umar radiallahu anhu then called Sa'id bin Amir and asked him, can you explain this? He said, I didn't want to talk about these things, but I'll let you know. In our house, it's my wife and I. And she's ill. And there's no one to help her in the morning. So I assist her in kneading the dough. I wait for it to rise. I bake the bread. I perform my ablution, make duha, and then I go to serve the people. That's why I come out late in the morning. Number 2, as for the complaint that I don't meet them at night, is because I made a commitment to Allah. Daytime I serve the creation. Nighttime I serve my Allah. But I don't need to talk about this. But here I'm telling you. Number 3, the third complaint they have is that I don't come out 2 days in the month is because I only have 1 garment of clothing. And twice a month I wash it, I hang it, and when it dries, I wear it, and then I come out in the late evening. And as for their 4th and final complaint about me having these fits, and it's interesting, the 4th one is about his personal issues, is because when we go down the path of suspecting people and assuming bad about people, we get really personal. And as I said in the beginning, it causes a lot of hurt, pain, and we don't know that our words, our thoughts, what it can result to. He said, because when I was with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam during one of the battles, Khutbah al-Ansari radiallahu anhu was cornered by Quraysh. And they took him to the ground. And they said to him, do you want that Muhammad is in your place? We'll let you go. He said, I don't even want Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be pricked by a thorn. And they chopped him up. They mutilated him and they killed him. Whenever that thought comes to mind, I faint. We want the world to be perfect human beings, but we feel we're exonerated or exempted from that. This just displays one example of how assumption leads us down a path that we become what is termed counterproductive. There's a story of one Sahabi who saw the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ distributing wealth. And he was giving the rich ones more money than those who were poor. And he said, what kind of prophet is this? That he is giving those who have more, and those who have less. This is not right. But the good thing was, this Sahabi asked Rasulullah ﷺ, why are you doing this? See, if we could confront those we may have a personal problem with, and confront them in seclusion, not in the open, and speak to them respectfully, and understand our differences, life will be simple. But we don't want to confront that person, but we want to talk about them around everywhere. We want to say salam in the face, and we want to stab them in the back. These are the diseases that are plaguing every community in the Islamic world, which has made us counterproductive. Either we forget it, or we confront it. When we confront it, we dissolve it. When we dissolve it, we move forward. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that these rich companions are new to Islam, and I'm giving them as we are trying to honor them, as those who are poor are not expecting, and they're being given, and they understand why I'm giving to them in the manner I am. So this was a strategy the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used, and they understood it in their context, but someone from outside had a problem, but he confronted it. My dear friends, when we don't confront this problem, it leads to jealousy, and jealousy leads to hatred. Life cannot be based on these things. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us from وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. When we fail to address this problem of assumption and suspicion, it leads us to the next level. The next level is we start spying on one another. When they're going to Walmart or Kroger's, I'm going to go behind them. I want to go see what this person is doing. It is said that Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala was on his night patrol as Khalifa, always taking care of people. He was with Abdurrahman bin Auf radiallahu ta'ala. And they approached the house where the light was coming from that house. And he looked inside. And inside there was a companion who was consuming wine. And he said to Abdurrahman bin Auf, this is the house of, I won't say the Sahabi's name, this is the house of so-and-so. What do you think we should do? And Abdurrahman bin Auf responded that I think what we have done already is what Allah prohibited us from doing. Allah said, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا, don't spy. We spied. Let us leave. In one version of the story, that Sahabi saw Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu didn't go back in the next morning in the Times or in the Daily News, spread that news. Rather, he remained quiet and he remained remorseful. And after many weeks, that Sahabi came to Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu and said, it is good that I didn't take your eyes out because you spied on me. And he had the right to do so. If we see someone from our own community doing something wrong, none of our business. If you love them, bring that goodness to them. Don't demonize them. Don't push them. They may be taking drugs. They may have tattoos. They could do whatever they want to. That's between them and Allah. If you care for them, then be that good. Don't be the evil that will push them over the edge. But sadly, we fail to do that also as a community. So it led us to the third and final thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us from. وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا. Backbiting. It leads to exposing people's past lives. It dilutes the truth. And it ends up losing the honor of the person that backbites. Let me explain this to you. Rasulullah ﷺ was asked, if we speak ill about something and it is true, come on, we're supposed to speak the truth. I'm saying the truth. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you speak it and it's the truth, you backbite it. And if you spoke it and it's not true, you have you accuse the person. Once at the time of the Khalifa, a proposal was brought forth for a girl to marry. Nowadays in our society, marriage is so difficult. Despite all the means. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all the children, all the young ones. Say Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them good spouses that will encourage them to be better human beings. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So some people came to the Khalifa. You know what they said? Oh Khalifa, she got a proposal, but she committed zina. We know about it. And he said, you dare speak about it, and I will punish you. That is her past. Why are you trying to rub it on her in her future? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us, "Man satara Musliman satarahu Allahu yawm al-qiyamah." You conceal someone's evil today, Allah will conceal your fault tomorrow. But if you want talk, that's fine, because tomorrow Allah, in front of the entire creation, from Adam to the end, alayhi salam, will say, "Oh, so and so, son or daughter of so and so, you did this." And at that time, to turn around and show your face to the entire creation will be impossible. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, whoever follows an error, Allah will embarrass that person even in their own house. I end by asking everyone one thing. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to tattoo on our forehead the one sin we don't want the world to know about, we would not even leave our beds. So remember one thing. No one is perfect. No Muslim is perfect. No saint is perfect. We are all human beings. And the only way we can pursue perfection and goodness is that we come together, speak good of one another, encourage one another, inspire one another, and see that each one of us is the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our eyes to know the truth and to abstain from evil and allow us to be a source of goodness for the world and prevent us from becoming counterproductive. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. So brothers and sisters in Islam, the purpose of coming to Jum'ah every week is so that we can be inspired to rectify ourselves, so that we can realign our life and our actions to that which is pleasing to Allah and on the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that we can strengthen our community and our families and bring solutions to our world that is plagued with problems. This good that I was referring to in the beginning of the khutbah today, that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam addressed every human being to do, Afshu Salam. This bringing forth of peace is a two-angled approach. There's two ways to address this. Number one is through yourself, and number two is through the assistance of others. In order to bring forth goodness and change into the world, we have to support those who share those same ideals, even if it's a fraction of what we believe in. In every time, in every era, in every country, there's a different process of that. In our country, the process is through voting. We are in a time where votes are so important. But sadly, the Muslim community, every time it comes to elections, we start deliberating and debating and throwing fatwas left and right. Is it halal to vote? That's how counterproductive we become. There is power in numbers. Remember this. And just say in Collin County, there's 9,000, 10,000 Muslims. Just say. And 7,000 of them are eligible to vote. And 7,000 of them register to vote. And 7,000 of them vote. Any candidate that stands up representing you when he or she hears that you and your community are active participants in the process of upholding the values of this country, they will come to you. They will sit with you. You don't have to pay them. They will come to you. And they will listen to your concerns. They will take your advice. And they will let you know if they're willing to uphold those things. But sadly, when it comes to politics, it's as if we're betting an imam, a future imam. Not a Muslim, uski daadi itni lambi nahi hai, uska hijab nahi hai. What are we? Jew, Christian, Muslim, atheist is irrelevant right now. It's because we never got actively involved in the process. I want to end with one thing. When we were kids in Canada, in the late 80s, Sikhs used to come to the masjid on Sundays. Their names are so long, it doesn't even fit on a lawn sign. And they used to come and say, we're running for office, we're running for city council, we're running for mayor. And as children, we used to laugh at them. In 30 years, today the Defense Minister of Canada is Sikh. The second in command in the country of Canada. Why? Because they knew that as a community, if we want to prosper and we want to bring forth goodness, we need to be part of the process. The Muslim community, we never did this because we were debating if it's halal haram. So until we have those who are rooted in understanding what the community needs and community service, and they could step up to the plate to be voted into office, you need to vote for whoever is the best candidate. And for that, you need to register to vote. And for that, you only have till October 9th. We are not a people that have been taught to procrastinate. We are people that do and then hope on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send salutations and blessings upon Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who through his actions guided us, mentored us, and showed us the way. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima, Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad, abdika wa rasulika al-nabi al-ummi, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallama tasliman kathiran kathira. Allahumma اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في ديننا ودنيانا وآخرتنا. نسألك اللهم من الخير كله ونعوذ بك اللهم من الشر كله. اللهم اشف مرضانا وعاف مبتلانا وارحم موتانا يا رب العالمين. آمين يا رب العالمين. آمين يا رب العالمين. آمين يا رب العالمين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. Please ensure that our lines are straight, stand shoulder to shoulder. The edge of our heel should be on the edge of the line. Please fill in all gaps so those who are waiting outside can come inside and fill in the gaps. Jazakumullah khair.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
حق لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. استغفر الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There are a few dua requests. Brother Abdul Hakim's niece, sister Sayyida Abdul Rahman of 22 years, all is missing in Kenya. Sister Farida Salim had knee replacement surgery on both legs. Please make dua for her shifa. Now our own office manager, Brother Imtiaz, is in hospital. Please make dua for him and his speedy recovery. Voter registration is going on outside. Please register to vote. We have welcoming the Hujjaj program in the evening after Maghrib Salah. Please plan to join. Jazakallah khairan.